Hi guys, welcome back to another Big Al's Big Workout. And today's workout was actually traps, or shrugs, with a little bit of shoulders in there as well, front delts. As you can see, I'm warming up on, it looks like 60 kilograms, but just so you guys know, those are actually 25 kilogram plates. So I warmed up a little bit on 70 kilograms there, just a few reps. I don't know really how many, it doesn't really matter, it's a lightweight. But I've just jumped up to 120 kilograms or 264 pounds. I'm just going to warm up on this as well. It's all warm up weights because for me, traps is one of my favourite lifts out there. It's certainly something I'm very strong at and have been strong even when I was a lightweight, to be honest, even when I weighed in at 12.5 stone. I was already shifting big weights back then, so I jump up quick and I jump up heavy and I get lots of reps on really heavy weights. That's my mentality. Lots of reps, really heavy weights when it comes to shrugs. And I've just jumped up to 170 kilograms now, which is 374 pounds. I'm just going to get a few reps out on here. Again, it doesn't really matter how many because it's still a warm up. In fact, I always believe that, to be honest, when it comes to shrugs, that you're not, well, for me, my warm-ups end at 280 kilograms plus. So about, over 600 pounds basically. Anything over 600 pounds is, heavy for me. That's when I start actually counting them as working sets. So we're actually up to 220 kilograms now, or 484 pounds. Again, just a handful of reps, nothing too serious. The next set though is going to be something a little bit more serious. It's 270 kilograms. As I say, it's getting more towards where I start to take things serious. As I say, normally that's about 280 kilograms, but today, because I'm using 25s, I'm a little bit, using more unusual weights I'm not perhaps used to. So I'm on 594 pounds, 270 kilograms. Now, as I say, you'll see me starting to get a bit more serious now. I can't just play around and not go into here now mentally sort of switched on, because it's going to be hard to lift it off. It's going to be hard to shrug it. In fact, actually, this rack is a lot lower than the one I'm used to because I'm quite tall. I'm, well over 6 foot. About 6'3". So for me, this rack is actually really low down, and the rack I'm normally used to, with the safety bars, where the Olympic bar is resting on, that's a little bit higher, and it makes a difference. Even an inch makes a difference on this, making it much harder to lift. And of course, as you guys probably know, if you've watched my previous videos or read my blog or follow me on Twitter or anything like that, you'll know that obviously I've injured myself recently on my lower back, so my deadlift isn't, I can't deadlift, can't squat at the moment. So this is me really testing my back for the very first time after hurting myself. So you'll probably see me trying to loosen my lower back off, because it does hurt a little bit trying to lift these weights, but I find doing shrugs isn't as big an issue, but because it is a low takeoff for me, it does stress my lower back out just a little bit. So here we are, 270 kilograms. There we go. So quite simple, very low reps. So I always do low reps, as you guys know from my previous videos. Whilst I'm warming up, I don't believe in wasting my energy on weights, which I don't really care about. And so we're going up to 320 kilograms or 704 pounds now. And this is actually the first set, which I do actually count as my working set here. I'm going on there with the intention of getting 20 reps, because I believe 20 reps is what you need on shrugs. Anything less than that, it's a warm-up, or it's really heavy, one of the two. But 320 is not that heavy for me. But one of the issues of being on the road is you lift with equipment you're not quite used to. And this bar, as with all the bars in this gym, is very thin. And as a result, it rotates in your hands a lot easier. And as you see, I think I get 8 reps here. 8 or 9 reps. So I've gone off in a huff and a puff, and I'm not too happy. I was expecting 20 easy reps. As you see, I'm really angry. I'm not so happy with 8 reps or 9 reps, whatever many it was. It was not a lot anyway, on 320 kilograms. So I thought, well, sod it. These 25s, I can fit on quite a bit of weight. So why don't I at least go up a little bit heavier and do 370 kilograms, which is on the bar at the moment, or 814 pounds. Right, this is a weight I've never lifted before, because in the gym where I normally go to, as I say, this is on the road, they can only fit 360 kilograms onto the bar. They can't fit anymore. So it's my first attempt, and I go in on this bar with no intention whatsoever of shrugging this. It's just to feel the weight and to lift it off that bar. So it's basically a partial deadlift at this point. Just a bit of fun, really, and it's just for me to sort of sort my head out from not doing as well on the 320 as I would have liked. And actually, by doing this, I actually find a way of lifting this bar without it rotating in my hands, and that is simply just I put my hands wider. I take a wider grip on the bar, which you'll see me attempt 320 later. But here we are on 370 kilograms, 814 pounds, and that's a good lift. So I'm very happy. That's put me in a better mood now. I'm not so angry. I'm not so beast mode, although actually, because it's the first time in my attempt doing a very heavy lift, I remember that short walk from the squat rack over to the leg press there, horizontal leg press. I was about to faint. I felt, because I used to be a boxer myself, so it felt like I'd just been hit by a heavyweight boxer. My rears were ringing, I was seeing stars, I was all over the place. So that short walk to lean over on that leg press was a very long walk indeed. And I'm just about managed it, and I got my breath back pretty quickly, if you've seen. And this is actually 400 kilograms, 880 pounds. My first ever attempt at any weight near this. As I say, my previous PB's 360, but the 370 actually felt really easy, even though it made me feel very, very faint. It was such an easy lift. I thought, oh, you know what, may as well. There we go, 400 kilograms, 880 pounds. So I thought, you know, may as well take advantage of being able to fit that weight on the bar. And this is as much weight as we could fit on the bar. There was no other way of fitting anything else on. So I had to fit 15 kilograms on the end. So I suppose if I could find a 20 or 25, maybe I'd be able to go a little bit heavier. But they're also thicker, those plates. So I don't think I could actually fit any more weight on this bar. But I don't need to, as you'll see in just a minute. My very first attempt at 400 kilograms, I've headbutted the wall, thrown chalk on my face, done my usual psyching up routine, bit of a muppet, as I said in my previous video. I am but you know, it's all fun and games really in many ways as well. I'm not a really aggressive lifter, although I'm having to get aggressive here really to, you know, really get the heart pumping, air in the lungs, air in the blood, air in the muscles, just so I can at least attempt this and not faint this time. Well, not faint, get like lightheaded this time. So I think we're nearly ready. There we go, my straps are on. First attempt at 400 kilograms ever in my entire life, and it's lifted off. Oh no. So as you saw it, I actually lifted off the squat rack. I actually thought it hadn't when I was lifting it. I could feel the bar bending, and I knew I was lifting it, but I didn't actually think it got off the rack because I thought the bar was bending. It was bending, but I managed to lift it off about 2 inches by the looks of it. But as you saw, I ran out of air and I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. Not so good, but it was good fun. I didn't expect to get it, but to be honest, looking back at it in hindsight, especially watching this video through, I actually made quite a decent attempt. And if I just kept pulling, or had a little bit more air in me, if I hadn't struggled so much with the 370, that I think, to be honest, I'll be able to get it next time. So next time I come to this gym, 9 hours in Birmingham, it's not a sponsored vid, but I do like to give these guys as much credit as possible. So, you know, thanking them for letting me film. But you know, next time I come to this gym to film, I'll probably will attempt the 400 kilograms again, at least for you guys anyway. So I've just dropped the weight down to a light weight of 320 kilograms or 704 pounds, and I'm determined this time to actually get what I want. I actually went on there, obviously last time I only got 8 reps or 9 reps or something. Good lifts, I suppose, for most people, but for me, I know that is as well below where I should be aiming for. So I'm going for 20 reps here, and you know, obviously you can see I'm in quite a good mood here. I'm just talking to my girlfriend who's filming this video at this point, and in fact, actually, because we've got a little bit of time till the next lift, so I'm getting my air. The music being played is actually, believe it or not, Cheryl Cole. For the Americans out there, she was the Newcastle woman on X Factor who got kicked off the American X Factor because you guys couldn't understand her accent. But she's basically described as the nation's treasure over here in England. She's a good-looking woman, but she makes good music actually. But it's not the kind of music you expect in a boxing gym. But here we are. It's enough filling up the time. Back down to 320 kilograms, as I say, 704 pounds, and this is going to be my first attempt at getting good reps. Well, my second attempt at getting good reps, but after trying to lift the 400 kilos. So I suppose I should do too well, really, because I've just wasted a lot of energy trying to pick up big ass heavy weights. But you never know. it may do so. It may do well. So let's see how much I can do. My straps are on, nice and tight, and sooner or later I'll pick it up and off I'll go. So I'm just obviously getting my breath, making sure I'm there. There we go. So first attempt to pick it up actually failed. Second attempt, much better. I got my back into it then. Okay, so I think get 18 reps. If I'm wrong, guys, just put in it in comments. But I get 18 reps. I actually thought I got 20 reps. To be fair, that's why I stopped. I had enough strength in me to go beyond that, but as you can see, I'm out of breath. You can see I'm completely out of it. The hardest, my eyes are glazed over. The hardest part about doing shrugs is actually breathing. It is breathing. It's the hardest thing because you've got all that weight pulling down in your arms, which then pulls down in your clavicles, you know, your collarbones, and then obviously onto the chest as a result. So it actually puts a hell of a lot of pressure on your lungs, you know, so you can't actually breathe. You actually have to hold your breath the whole way through the set, and that's why you faint. That's why you start to see stars. That's why you can't get many more reps beyond sort of the 25, I suppose, on heavy weights. You know, I've gone on, I think, what was it, 160 kilograms for like 40 reps before, something like that. So, but that's a lightweight for my body, so my body can handle that. So I can actually breathe whilst I carry those sort of weights. But when you, as I say, sort of hitting 280 kilograms plus, you can't breathe. There's no chance of it. So you just really have to sort of just take a big deep breath before you start lifting. I think that's the main bit with shrugs. It's it's just the hardest part is the breathing. But as your fitness improves, your heart rate goes down. Your blood can carry more oxygen. You tend to get more reps. So the main way of building up the reps on shrugs actually is to develop your fitness. Go for a run. Is my advice. Go for a run, or even better, actually go for a row. So find a Concept 2000 machine and do like 3 rounds of 500 meters as fast as you can, maybe 5 rounds if you're fit enough, and that will give you enough fitness to be able to just hold your breath for as much time as possible. Obviously, as you get a bit stronger, you tend to be able to breathe on heavier weights than you did before. But to be honest, the only way to work yourself after you get to those weights is just to go heavier and just start shifting the same sort of reps, so it's 20 reps for example on 400 kilograms rather than 320. That's obviously the target. Just make it heavier from then on in, because there's no point, to be honest, going and doing more reps than that, especially on heavy weights anyway. Oh, hang on, there's my bicep showing off again as usual. But as I said, it's my actually going back on for 320 kilograms again. You can see my rest period's not that long really, considering the weight and reps I'm shifting. That was full live coverage there, to be honest, in many respects, so there was no cuts there. So you can see just how long my rest periods are. When I'm starting to get tired, they're normally a lot shorter than that. So I don't take huge rest periods, but it's my third attempt on 320 kilograms, second attempt after trying the 400, and this time I'm really determined. Even though my body's tired, my mind is really starting to psych up, and I know in the heart this is my last attempt on doing shrugs, so I want to get as many reps as I can. I'm going to put everything I've got into this, and we'll see just how many reps I get, and I think you'll be pleased even after that hard takeoff. You can see, as I said, it's a low takeoff, but you can see I actually thought I got 22 reps, but I actually counted 23 when I watched this video through just a few minutes ago. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 23 reps, 22, 23, who cares really, to be honest. One rep ain't gonna make much of a difference, but I was well pleased. I was very pleased with actually, you know, maxing out there and getting a new PB. That's a PB, by the way, guys. So I thought I'd go on to front doubts next. So basically, shrugs work the traps, and they work a little bit of the rear doubts as well, although mainly traps. And I thought, you know what, it's a shoulder workout. I've come here to do front doubts. Now, normally I do this on a free bar. So I take that bench which I'm sitting at the moment, I take it to the squat rack where I've just done my traps, and I do it off there. But unfortunately the gaps between the machines are quite narrow, so it would be quite hard for me to take the bench press over there. And also I'd been on a piece of equipment for quite a while, and I wanted to be good etiquette, and that I could tell there's someone hanging around wanting to use it, so I thought may as well go over here and let the guy use the equipment. I don't want to hog all the equipment forever. So I thought, come on to the Smith machine. I've just done 60 kilograms, now up to 100 kilograms, 220 pounds. It's just a warm up, normally I do on the Smith machine about 12 reps on 100 kilograms, but I'm just warming up, so I'm not going to do too many reps here. I think it's about 3 reps, which I do, something like that. So one thing to note though, when I do shoulders, especially on the Smith machine, I do believe in very good style. I don't believe in good style on all exercises, especially things like biceps, for example. But shoulders, because it's such a mobile joint, it can easily get dislocated. You can easily injure it. You hear about rotator cuff injuries all the time. In fact, my shoulder was killing me after this particular workout for about 2 days after. I actually inflamed one of my tendons because I think I tugged it on my back offset, which you'll see in a bit. But nonetheless, obviously, because I'm doing good style, I'm reducing the chances of getting a bad injury. 2 days of pain isn't much. As long as it's not a permanent tear, it doesn't really matter. So it was actually my right shoulder. So hence why I haven't bench pressed since then. But I intend to do some tomorrow, so it's not an issue. It's healed up now. But as I say, I've just increased the weight to 120 kilograms, 264 pounds. This is actually quite heavy weight. This is my max on a free bar. This is as much as I can get with a free bar. It's a hard way of lifting. I find a Smith machine gives you between 10 and 20 kilograms, depending on the machine itself, but usually between 10 and 15 kilograms. And I think this machine's it's actually a really strict machine, to be fair, so it's not giving too much. I think it's giving more like 8 kilograms or 10 kilograms to me. So it's not going to win a huge amount, but it's making it easier. You see that 120 was actually pretty easy. It was just straight down, straight up, full movement, down, hit the chest and straight back up, with a nice slower ascent to the lift. So I'm not throwing it up there, I'm not bouncing it up or anything like that. It's super strict. So if I can get 120 super strict on this, it's obviously giving me probably about 10 kilograms. But I thought I'd put it up to 130 kilograms now, which is 286 pounds. So this is actually over body weight. So it's actually over body weight as opposed to previous lift, actually. So I ran at 249 pounds or 17 stone 11. And this is 286 pounds, as I say. So actually, believe it or not, it's actually well over my body weight. It's actually quite pleasing. I never realised that. It's actually made me quite happy. I've just realised it a second as I'm talking. So actually, I'm quite pleased with. As you'll see, I'll get this lift quite easy. Now, when it comes to training, certainly shoulders at least, I believe in pyramidal training. I apply this principle to all my lifts, really. Squat, deadlift, shoulders, all the compound lifts. I apply pyramidal training, so that means I go up heavy, especially in the medium phase at least anyway. I go up to my maximum weight, which is whatever it is at the time, or I usually go up to about 80% of my maximum lift, unless I'm in the heavy phase, which I usually will go to at least 90% of my heavy lift, of my maximum lift. But I normally go up to about 70 to 80% of maximum lift, and then I drop back down to a lighter weight, and then I do my work on a lightweight like this, which is 60 kilograms, which is 132 pounds. And normally what I do for shoulders is on my back offsets, I will either get 60 kilograms or 80 kilograms, and I will do 3 sets of 16, or at least I'll attempt 3 sets of 16. I can do 3 sets of 16 or 60 kilograms. I can't remember if I can do it on 80 kilograms. I think I can just about. If I can, it's bust a gut. But because I was quite tired, I actually only show 1 set here, and I actually only did 1 set. My intentions were to do 3, but I thought I can't be asked, to be honest. I was a bit lazy with this workout. But normally I would do 3 sets of 16, and I find that's a really good way of pumping you up. And it's actually hard, guys. Believe it or not, try it. It is almost impossible. So I'm actually on the crossover cables here. Unfortunately, you can't really see the equipment, but it is basically crossover cables, and I've set the cable to the lowest rung, and I'm doing basically front raises. You can do these with dumbbells as well, but I find it's slightly more intense on the cables, and I find it a nice way of just tying in the shoulder and just getting that little extra pump. Again, I only do 1 set on here. This is just to show you guys how to do it, to be honest. My workout, as far as I'm concerned, is over now, but I just wanted to show you guys how I do some of my lifts. The next one will be some shrugs and calves, as you'll see in a minute. Now I just want to take this time just to say like, comment, subscribe, guys. Just remind you, these videos, my training videos, are out every Monday. Big Al's Big Week, out every Friday normally, and every now and then we release other videos throughout the week, usually on a Wednesday. But thanks for watching, guys. Check out my other videos, like, comment, subscribe as normal. Thank you, 9Rs. Not a sponsored video, YouTube, just get that in. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.